What if the coin sitting quietly in your pocket right now were secretly worth hundreds or even thousands of pesos? Some rare $500, $100 pesos, and 50 centavos from the United Mexican States have surprising collector value, especially those with errors, special years, or limited mintage. Before you spend them, take a closer look, because one small coin could turn your spare change into real money. Like, subscribe, and let's uncover the hidden value of your coins. The story of the 1987 500 pesos coin of the United Mexican States with a mint error unfolds quietly, much like many of the most valuable discoveries in numismatics. In 1987, Mexico was navigating the aftershocks of a severe economic crisis. Inflation had eroded confidence in paper currency. The peso had undergone major devaluations earlier in the decade, and the country was searching for financial stability. During this period, high-denomination coins played an important role in daily commerce, offering a sense of durability and trust that paper money often lacked. The 500 pesos coin introduced during this era was never intended to be rare. It was large, heavy, and visually impressive, designed to convey strength and value. For most people, it was simply a practical coin used in everyday transactions. Very few imagined that some example struck in 1987 would later become highly sought-after collector pieces, valued today between $55,500 and $90,680 due to rare minting errors. These coins were produced by the Casa de Moneda de Mexico, one of the oldest mints in the world, with centuries of experience in coin production. The standard 1987 500 pesos coin was struck in silver with an approximate fineness of 0.720. Its official weight is 27.78 grams, a figure that plays a critical role in identifying genuine error coins. In numismatics, weight is not a minor technical detail. It is one of the most reliable diagnostic tools collectors use to detect mistakes made during the minting process. Even a small deviation from the official standard can indicate an incorrect planchet, improper metal composition, or other production anomalies. The minting process began with the preparation of metal blanks known as planchets. These were cut from rolled metal sheets to precise specifications for weight, thickness, and composition. Once prepared, the planchets were fed into high-pressure presses that struck the design with tremendous force. In 1987, production demands were high, and although quality control systems were in place, the sheer volume of coins made it impossible to catch every error. When a mistake slipped through, it sometimes entered circulation unnoticed. Some of the most valuable 1987 500 pesos error coins involve incorrect planchets. In these cases, the coin was struck on a blank intended for a different denomination or made from a metal alloy that did not match the official specifications. These errors result in coins that weigh noticeably more or less than the standard 27.78 grams. When placed on a precision digital scale, the discrepancy is immediately apparent, signaling that the coin deserves closer examination. Another category of error associated with this coin includes off-center strikes. These occur when the planchet is not properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be shifted to one side. Part of the design may be missing, while the rest remains sharp and identifiable. As long as the major design elements are visible, off-center error coins are highly collectible. The more dramatic the off-centering and the better the condition, the higher the value. There are also documented examples of double strikes or multiple strikes, where the coin was struck more than once incorrectly. This can result in overlapping or duplicated design elements, giving the coin a distorted appearance. These are mint-made errors, not damage caused after circulation, and their authenticity can be confirmed through expert analysis. Because such errors are rare and visually striking, they attract strong interest from collectors. What drives the value of these coins so high is the combination of rarity, condition, and verification. Most defective coins were detected during inspections and melted down before leaving the mint. Others entered circulation but were heavily worn over time. Only a small number survived in collectible condition, and even fewer have been professionally authenticated. These surviving examples represent a tiny fraction of the original mintage. There are real-world sales that confirm the value range of these error coins. In the late 2010s, a verified 1987 500 pesos coin struck on an incorrect planchet, with a weight clearly outside the official standard and confirmed metal composition, was sold through a specialized numismatic transaction for approximately $55,500. Collectors recognized the significance of the error, the historical context of the coin, and its strong state of preservation. Another remarkable sale occurred in the early 2020s, when an exceptional 1987 500 pesos error coin combining a significant weight anomaly with a pronounced off-center strike was sold in a private transaction for close to $90,680. The coin's near-uncirculated condition, expert verification, and rarity justified the price. Buyers were not speculating. They were investing in a documented piece of minting history with measurable and proven characteristics. Collectors determine the value of these coins by evaluating several interconnected factors. Weight is often the first test. Any deviation from the official 27.78 grams immediately suggests the possibility of an error. Condition is equally important, as sharp details and minimal wear dramatically increase desirability. Professional authentication provides confidence that the error is genuine and mint-made, not the result of damage. Finally, documented sales history helps establish realistic market value rather than inflated expectations. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1987 500 pesos error coin story is where these discoveries are often made. Many were not found in institutional collections or museum holdings. Instead, they surfaced in old boxes, inherited collections, forgotten drawers, or private stashes kept for decades. At the time they were saved, their owners often had no idea they were holding something special. The lesson behind the 1987 500 pesos United Mexican States error coin is both simple and powerful. Extraordinary value can hide within ordinary objects. By checking dates, closely examining designs, weighing coins and comparing them to official standards, and researching verified sold prices, collectors and everyday people alike can uncover remarkable pieces of history. Sometimes, the most overlooked coins carry the most compelling stories and the greatest potential value, waiting patiently to be recognized. The story of the 1967 50 centavos error coin from the United Mexican States is one of those rare numismatic stories where history, economics, and human oversight quietly intersect. In 1967, this coin was nothing more than everyday change in Mexico. It passed through markets, buses, cafes, and households without attracting any attention. Most people saw it as a low-value coin, useful only for small purchases. Yet today, specific error examples of this very coin have been authenticated and valued in a remarkable range between $68,900 and $120,000, proving how easily extraordinary value can hide in plain sight. To understand why this coin matters, it is important to look at the historical moment in which it was produced. Mexico in the late 1960s was experiencing a period of economic expansion often referred to as the Mexican miracle. Industrial growth, urbanization, and relative monetary stability placed heavy demand on circulating coinage. The Casa de Moneda de Mexico was tasked with producing massive quantities of coins quickly and efficiently to support daily commerce. Speed and volume were essential, and under those conditions, small but significant minting errors occasionally occurred. The 1967 50 centavos coin was part of Mexico's modern decimal peso system. Its design reflected national identity and practicality, intended for heavy circulation rather than collectability. Millions were struck, and most examples are completely ordinary. However, a very small number were affected by minting errors that escaped detection and entered circulation, later becoming some of the most valuable Mexican error coins known today. A standard 1967 50 centavos coin has an official weight of approximately 6.5 grams, depending on the specific metal composition used during that year. This figure is critical for collectors. Weight is one of the most reliable diagnostic tools in numismatics. When a coin deviates noticeably from its official weight, it signals that something unusual may have happened during production. Even a difference of a few tenths of a gram can indicate an incorrect planchet, improper metal alloy, or a transitional error. The mint, metal sheets were rolled to precise thicknesses, and round blanks known as planchets were punched out. These planchets were cleaned and fed into high-speed presses that struck the coin's design with enormous force. When multiple denominations and metal alloys were being processed simultaneously, mistakes could occur. A planchet intended for another denomination could enter the wrong press, or a strip of metal with incorrect composition could be used before the error was noticed. Among the most valuable errors associated with the 1967 50 centavos coin are off-metal or incorrect planchet strikes. Some confirmed examples show significant weight differences from the standard 6.5 grams, proving they were struck on planchets meant for other coins or made from the wrong alloy. These errors are extremely rare because most were detected during quality control and melted down before leaving the mint. Another highly desirable error type is the off-center strike. These occur when the planchet is not properly aligned between the dies at the moment of striking. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, sometimes dramatically. As long as enough detail remains to identify the denomination and year, these errors can command very high prices, especially when the coin is well preserved. Collectors have also identified double die errors on some 1967 50 centavos coins. These originate during the die creation process, when the design is impressed more than once in slightly misaligned positions. This can cause visible doubling in numbers, letters, or design elements. Because these errors are created at the mint and not caused by damage after circulation, they are highly prized and carefully authenticated. What elevates these coins into the $68,900 to $120,000 value range is not just the presence of an error, but rarity and survival. The majority of error coins were destroyed before release. Others circulated heavily and became worn beyond collector interest. Only a very small number survived in collectible condition and were later discovered, studied, and professionally certified. Documented sales confirm that these values are real and not speculative. In the late 2010s, a verified 1967 50 centavos error coin struck on an incorrect planchet, with abnormal weight and strong preservation, sold at a specialized auction for approximately $68,900. The sale price reflected the coin's rarity, professional authentication, and growing international interest in Mexican mint errors. In another notable case from the early 2020s, an exceptional example of the same coin, featuring a dramatic minting error and outstanding condition, reportedly sold in a private transaction for a figure approaching $120,000. Collectors were willing to pay such a premium because the coin combined clear diagnostic evidence, historical significance, and documented authenticity. Experts agree that identifying these coins starts with careful examination. Weighing a coin and comparing it to the official 6.5 gram standard is often the first step. From there, thickness, diameter, color, and strike alignment are evaluated. Professional grading and certification are essential to confirm that the error occurred at the mint and was not caused by damage or alteration after circulation. Condition also plays a decisive role, as coins with minimal wear are far more valuable. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1967 50 centavos error coin story is where these coins are found. Many were not discovered by professionals but by ordinary people sorting through inherited collections, old jars, drawers, or boxes stored away for decades. Because the coin appeared so common, it was rarely scrutinized closely, allowing rare examples to survive unnoticed. The story of the 1967 50 centavos error coin from the United Mexican States is a reminder that value is not always obvious. Economic history, industrial processes, and small human errors can transform an everyday object into a remarkable collectible. By checking dates, examining details, weighing coins, and researching confirmed sold prices, hidden treasures can still be uncovered. Even the smallest coin, once overlooked, can carry a history and a value reaching $68,900 to $120,000, waiting quietly to be recognized. The story of the 1987 100 pesos error coin from the United Mexican States begins during a period of deep economic transformation in Mexico. At first glance, this coin appears ordinary, large, heavy, and familiar to anyone who lived through the late 1980s. It was a coin used daily in markets, buses, and small shops. Yet hidden within this common appearance are rare minting errors that have elevated certain examples into highly sought-after collector pieces, with documented values ranging from $38,600 to $72,900. In 1987, Mexico was still struggling with the long aftermath of the debt crisis of the early 1980s. Inflation remained high, purchasing power was weak, and confidence in the national currency was fragile. To keep everyday commerce functioning, The Banco de Mexico relied on high-denomination coins like the 100 pesos to reduce the need for large quantities of paper money. These coins circulated heavily and were produced in massive numbers, passing through countless hands with little attention paid to their details. The 1987 100 pesos coin belongs to a well-known modern series. It is typically struck in cupronickel, giving it a sturdy feel, a pale metallic color, and a substantial presence compared to smaller denominations. On the obverse, it features the Mexican national coat of arms, the eagle devouring a serpent while perched on a cactus, surrounded by the legend Estados Unidos Mexicanos. The reverse displays the denomination, year, and series design elements. At the time, the coin symbolized practicality rather than collectability. A standard 1987 100 pesos coin has an official weight of approximately 27 grams, and this specification is crucial in numismatics. Weight is one of the most reliable diagnostic tools for identifying mint errors. Even small deviations can indicate that a coin was struck on an incorrect planchet or with an improper metal composition. A difference of 1 or 2 grams is not trivial in the world of coin collecting. It can be the first sign that a seemingly ordinary coin is anything but ordinary. The minting process in 1987 was entirely industrial. Metal blanks, known as planchets, were produced in bulk, cleaned, and fed automatically into high-speed presses. The Casa de Moneda de Mexico was under pressure to produce coins quickly and efficiently to meet national demand. Quality control systems were designed to catch obvious and repeated flaws, not rare and isolated anomalies. In this environment, a small number of unusual errors managed to escape detection and enter circulation. One of the most valuable error types associated with the 1987 100 pesos coin involves incorrect metal or wrong planchet strikes. Some confirmed examples were struck on planchets intended for other denominations or experimental alloy batches. These coins often display noticeable differences in weight, thickness, color, and even sound when dropped on a hard surface. When weighed, they do not match the official 27-gram standard, immediately raising red flags for experienced collectors. Off-center strikes are another important category of errors found on this coin. These occur when the planchet is not properly aligned between the dies during striking. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted. If the off-center strike is dramatic but still clearly shows the denomination and year, the coin becomes highly desirable. The more visually striking the error and the better the condition, the higher the value. Multiple strike or double strike errors have also been documented. These occur when a coin receives more than one strike from the dies, often slightly misaligned. The result is a doubled or blurred appearance in certain areas of the design. These errors are difficult to fake and easy to verify under magnification, making them especially appealing to advanced collectors. What makes these error coins truly valuable is not just the mistake itself, but survival. Many defective coins were caught during inspection and melted down. Others circulated heavily during years of high inflation and became severely worn. Only a very small number survived in collectible condition, and even fewer were later authenticated and documented by numismatic experts. Real-world sales confirm the legitimacy of the value range associated with these coins. In the late 2010s, a certified 1987 100 pesos error coin struck on an incorrect metal planchet, with a confirmed weight deviation, was sold in a private transaction for approximately $38,600. The buyer was willing to pay this amount because the error was clear, measurable, and supported by expert verification. Another notable example emerged in the early 2020s, when an exceptional 1987 100 pesos error coin featuring multiple anomalies, including off-center striking and unusual metal characteristics, reportedly sold for close to $72,900. This price reflected the extreme rarity of the error combination, the strong visual impact, and the excellent state of preservation. These figures are based on documented transactions and collector reports, not speculation. Collectors determine the value of these coins by evaluating several interconnected factors. Weight is often the first test, as any deviation from the official 27 grams warrants further analysis. Condition plays a major role, since sharp details and minimal wear preserve the visibility of the error. Professional authentication and certification provide credibility, ensuring the coin is a genuine mint error rather than post-mint damage. Finally, documented sales history establishes realistic market value. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1987 100 pesos error coin is where these discoveries are often made. Many are found not in formal collections, but in old boxes, forgotten drawers, inherited items, or coins saved as souvenirs from a difficult economic era. After the introduction of the new peso in the 1990s, many of these coins were set aside and forgotten, increasing the chances that rare errors remain undiscovered. The lasting lesson of the 1987 100 pesos error coin is that value and history are not always obvious. Everyday objects can carry extraordinary stories hidden beneath their surface. By checking dates, examining designs, weighing coins against official specifications, and researching verified sold prices, collectors and everyday people alike can uncover remarkable surprises. With confirmed values ranging from $38,600 to $72,900, the 1987 100 pesos error coin proves that even coins born during times of economic hardship can become some of the most fascinating and valuable pieces in modern numismatics.